Alright, we have the Arrma Mini Kraton out again today. We're finally going to be fixing it. If you watched my first video on the Mini Kraton, you know I had an issue with the steering locking up hard right. Nothing I could do would get it to work again. I took it home, plugged the servo into my servo tester, and had no response from the servo. So I assumed I just had a faulty servo. I probably could have just tried to warranty out the original servo, but I just ended up buying a stock replacement. Figured it'd be faster and easier. So I went ahead and ordered a replacement SX114 steering servo. But before I installed it, I plugged it into my servo tester to see if it was working fine. This one was dead out of the package. Brand new, didn't work at all. So that's when I decided to take a known good servo I have and make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. So you can see servo tester's working fine. When I plugged a known good servo into the ESC and went to test it, I had no response from that either. So at this point, the factory steering servo went bad the first time I took it out. The new replacement servo I got was bad right out of the package. And it looked like I had a bad ESC. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. If the ESC fried and took out my servo, or the servo fried and took out the ESC. But after all these issues, I finally decided I was going to contact Horizon Hobby and start a warranty process. I sent them a little video of my issues, and they sent me out some replacement parts, free of charge. They sent another new SX114 servo. I got my second replacement servo, plugged it into my tester, and this time we're all good. Works as intended. And they also sent me an upgraded SX117 servo with a metal case. Got to test that one. That one is also working as intended. But the bigger bummer was the replacement ESC was on back order. They weren't able to ship me a new one till April. So I bought this truck when it was released in the end of February, and having to wait till April when I was able to get all the parts to fix it again was kind of a disappointment. Alright, now that I finally got all the new parts, let's get them installed. Alright, so all back together. I went with the upgraded steering servo. Lots of speed. Alright, let's take it out for a test drive. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of last time. Alright, so back at the skate park with the Mini Kraton. This is where I was bashing when it went bad on me. I really don't think it was anything to do with the bashing that caused my problems. I think it was just kind of a fluke electrical gremlin that took everything out. But I still figured this is a good place to start off for a little redemption. Let's have some fun. So me here from the future, looking back at this footage, I was clearly off my game with my driving that morning. This truck got one hell of a durability test. That was one heck of a tumble. This was actually the little ramp I was lining up for when it went bad the last time. All right, that was a fun little bash. The truck held up really well. Took some hard landings, but no breakages. All onto soft, wet ground, so not a big deal. All right, let's head to another location. Try it out on a different surface. All right, out at the dirt BMX track with the Mini Kraton. Should be pretty fun here. There are a lot of big rocks around. This thing is pretty low to the ground. It might struggle in some areas, but we'll see how she does. Should be able to get some pretty cool air here. Yeah, gonna struggle with the rocks a little bit. Yeah, you can barely even get lined up for a ramp. It hits a rock and changes its direction. And I almost bring one of my mini crawlers here. There we go. Right on the nose. There we go. Oops, went over the top. Hard land right on the wing. Took it like a champ. Alright, tons of fun out here with the Arrma Mini Kraton. The rocks are a little too big for it, makes it hard to line up some ramps, but when you hit them, it flies great. Got some big air, singles, doubles. Truck lands very well for its size. Sometimes it bounces a little bit, but when you're landing from 15 feet in the air, it's hard to complain that much. So I had a rough start with this truck with the servo and the ESC going bad, but Arrma sent new ones out free of charge. Got it all fixed up. It's working great now. Hopefully we don't have any more issues going forward. All right, thanks for watching.